This is a good freaking song, bro.
This song's sick. That's literally how I was like.
Dude, you should be an actor. That was good. Tyler Posey, man, thank you so much for stopping by, dude.
Yeah, of course, absolutely, man. I'm stoked. This is a lot of fun. Immediately, I'm like super jazzed.
Because we got the Blink here.
Yeah, so, but not only just Blink, it's Buddha.
It's Buddha, one of the OGs.
I talk to you every now and then. I never felt so alone again. When I'm at work, I was just go for lunch, so I can check out what's fun with Brady Bunch. Two different people, two different places, through one and window with two different faces. I would do anything, and that's what scares me so bad.
Tommy and I, it's our favorite band of all time, blink-182.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that that's your favorite band as well. I have to shout out, so Tommy, he's the guy behind the camera. He, back in 2011 or 12, Blink-182 had a contest, and it was make a video to promote our upcoming tour, and then the winner gets a lifetime supply of Blink-182 guest list spots. Tommy made a video. He won. So Tommy, to this day, has lifetime Blink
Seriously?
tickets.
Oh, yeah.
That's huge. I feel like I even submitted in that contest. I had to have.
Maybe you did okay, but you didn't know Tommy Wooldridge.
That's so cool, dude.
I used their lyrics as pickup lines on girls in public.
That's awesome.
Hey, I'm Tommy. I suck at getting girls, so today I'm gonna see if Blink-182 lyrics can be used as pickup lines. Is it cool if I hold your hand? Do you like my stupid hair? Show me the way to the bed. Show me the way you move. You need a girl that I can train.
So we love Blink. They've been my favorite band of all time since I was like 8 or 9 years old.
Sick, dude.
So of course we got to have that here. And that's why it's so wild that you've gotten to work with the boys.
So I never worked with Blink
as a whole.
Yeah. I've met Mark one time. I think it was at the backstage at a Neck Deep show. At that point I was like drinking and I was like pretty drunk, and I walked up to him and I was like, "I love you." And he was like, "Cool, hold on." And he just like turned away from me, and I was like, I get it. I'm hammered. He doesn't want to talk to me. But I met Tom randomly. So all right, so here's a weird story. I was in San Diego for Comic-Con.
Nice. That's the place to be. Blink's home turf.
And I love San Diego. I feel like it's the epitome of Southern California. Like when people come to visit Los Angeles, I feel like they really want to visit San Diego.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful, perfect, peaceful, sunny, beachy. It's the greatest. Skateboard life, surf life, great music from there, and Blink is from there.
Have you been to Sombrero?
I have.
I haven't. I want to go there so bad.
Yeah, it's dope. Actually, maybe I haven't. I've just talked about it so many times where
I feel like
I have.
I feel like she brought me Mexican food from Sombrero.
Just because.
She brings me Mexican food from Sombrero just because. Yeah, just because.
So I was in San Diego. I was at Comic-Con, which Teen Wolf had brought us there over the years. And there was always some trippy shit going on in San Diego. And there was one time, now I was really stoned, but I was in my hotel room, and there's always like drones and whatever flying around for like, you know, kites made it look like Death Stars from fucking Star Wars. And it's Comic-Con, it's superheroes, it's whatever genre, it's everything encapsulated in this little place. So it's always like chaotic thing. And there was one time I was sitting in my hotel room, like we had just done a bunch of interviews, and then I got a little bit of time off to myself before we go do whatever. It was a party or something with the cast. I can't remember. And I was sitting there, and I was like smoking a lot of weed at this point, and I don't think that's anything to do with the story, but I'm just letting you know that
the man was high in this moment.
I could have been hallucinating, but you know, you don't hallucinate on weed like that. And I was looking out the window, and it looked like, so okay, let me paint a picture. I'm in like this hotel called the Hyatt, and I'm on maybe the 11th floor, and below me there's a courtyard, and it does this. It's literally a square. And it's a square of buildings, and then in the middle of the square, it's open for people. And I see this kite flying above the courtyard. So I'm like, oh, cool, somebody's flying a kite. And then the kite does this thing where it travels over the buildings. And it basically, the string of the kite would have had to
go
through the buildings. And so I was like, wait, what is that? And I was looking down at it, and it was below me at this point. And I was like, what is that? And then I realized, I'm like, that's not a kite. And it was, to this day, I don't know what it was.
And it was, I'm not sure.
I watched it. I watched it for like.
I thought you were about to have the best answer of what it was.
I'm still not sure, but it gets really weird. It gets really weird. I watched it for like maybe 30 minutes. And the first like 10 minutes, I was like, this is a UFO. This is full on.
Call Tom DeLonge.
A UFO. But in my head, I was like, I need to keep this for myself. I'm not going to record it. And then it kept happening. I was like, I got to record it. So I pulled out my phone, and basically what it was really fucking weird. Like I was showing people the footage, and someone even teared up because they were like, "This is absolutely UFO." It was fucking weird. And I've been a fan of Tom DeLonge since I was literally 7 years old. I've watched all the documentaries. He's talked about UFOs. He's gotten me into UFOs. I believe them, and I've always been looking for them ever since I was a kid. And this time, I can't tell you what it was. I put it on one of my computers. I don't know if this is a coincidence or not. I uploaded the footage on one of my computers to save it. You know, it was this little laptop that I had like 7 years ago or so, and the laptop stopped working.
No.
They knew. They were encrypting anything to watch it.
I don't know if that's anything to do with it, but I still have the laptop in my house. I need to take it to Apple. I've been procrastinating on that for like 7 years.
7 years? God damn.
So I had my manager at the time. I was like, I don't know who to send this footage to other than Tom DeLonge.
Yeah.
And I've never met the dude. And I was like, hey, can we send this footage to Tom DeLonge? And she thought I was fucking insane. So it's kind of a pointless story because she ended up not sending the footage to him because she thought I was crazy. But he did hit my manager up and was like, hey, I want to film Poet Anderson, the live version of Poet Anderson.
Yes.
Which is his comic book, his dope story, cartoon about dreamwalkers. And he hit my manager up and he wanted me to be Poet Anderson. So I was like, is this just coincidence? That
Fate.
It was literally like a week later. So I don't know.
Oh.
It was weird.
And so I need to ask about that. Well, that was back in 2014. I think that the Poet Anderson stuff was.
Yeah, something like that.
And did it ever come out?
No. He or To the Stars posted yesterday or something like that.
Because he has his new movie coming out, I know.
He does. Monsters in California?
Yes, that's right.
Toe! Get the camera!
He posted something about Poet Anderson, and every now and then for the last few years, I haven't done it in a few years, but the last 8 years, I would text him every now and then and be like, where's Poet Anderson? I never saw a full cut of it. I saw a couple of things from it, and it looked sick. And it was just a short film. I don't know. He was trying to get. There was somebody who was doing the visual effects on it, and they were working on Star Wars at the time. So it was.
Heard of that?
So.
Yeah, I did see Tom. I think he posted on Instagram just this week saying something about Poet Anderson coming soon or something.
He said coming soon.
I'm thinking I don't know if he's developing a series with it or what.
I got to get back on his radar with
dude,
that. It was,
yeah.
Dude, it was sick because I don't know if you know, but Poet Anderson rides this crazy motorcycle, one-wheel motorcycle thing, and through this tunnel, and we did that. I ride motorcycles, and I had this bike at the time that was all chrome, so it looked like this space future bike, and we were riding through the downtown LA tunnels, and it's a sick thing. I really want it to come out.
I hope it does, because all I've seen is I think all that the public has seen is the one picture. Right. What was the one? I think he was in the road or something, laying down on the road
in
or
the
something.
tunnel.
Yeah.
I think that's it. And I am so happy that we happened to get onto the topic of that because I wanted to know, but it sounds like you're as clueless in regards to its releases as we are.
I would hit up his producer every now and then. I think I still have his number. I should reach back out and just be like, let's do this.
Was it a short or was it a visual? Just
and he directed it, right?
He directed
it. How was it working with Tom
Dude,
DeLonge?
So it was really sick. First of all, I have the stripes that he has on his arm.
His arm?
Here, but
He's got the red thing with the bunny in it.
Exactly. So I have that here. I made it my own style. I made the stripes a little bit different sizes, and now I've completely not covered it up, but I've just filled in the gaps.
There's so much going on around it.
There's a lot going on there. But my friend took a picture of me and him on set, and you could see his stripes and my stripes, and it was just the coolest fucking thing. But it was really cool working with him as a director. He was still sort of new as a director, but the way that he would describe a shot, he would had it with the beat in his head. He would be like, okay, so you guys are going to do this, and it's going to go along with this beat. And he would drum out the beat with it. And it was just this fucking beautiful moment where I was first of all, looking up at him because he's 7 foot tall. He's 6'4". He's 6'4". And he was just doing this beat, drumming on his chest. And I was like, I've literally looked up to this dude since I was 7 years old.
Now
You're
I'm
my only
physically
idol.
looking up to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's so tall.
Yeah.
Dude, he was actually, when I grew up in Reno, Nevada is where I'm from, the local radio station there knew I was a massive Blink fan, and Angels and Airwaves had just started after Blink broke up. And then so they invited me to interview Tom. So I was 14 years old. It was the first interview I ever did was with Tom DeLonge.
Shit.
And it was the craziest thing ever. Like
Oh.
I'm like, I didn't know I'd get into interviewing after that, but to start it there was literally the pinnacle
Holy
for
shit.
me. And I thought that was the sickest thing ever.
That is the coolest thing in the world.
Tom DeLonge's a legend, and I'm happy he's back in Blink-182.
Same, dude. Yeah, I can't wait.
But you are a busy man in music as well.
Yeah.
So I have really been a fan of your music ever since you first started coming out with it. At least like the Pavement stuff. Like that's when I really
sick.
started getting into you.
As a kid, I was fucking careless, and in my dreams I kept jumping stairs.
And we listen to you a lot in this office, right, Tommy?
We do.
That is no joke. Dude, as we were just finishing up the session space in here, we were jamming your music a lot.
Sick.
Because we love drugs. I think
Dope.
that album is fantastic.
Thanks, man.
I'm still standing at the station, waiting for your train. I'm still standing where you left me, like nothing ever changed.
And you've got a big old release on the horizon coming up, just a
Yeah.
full-on album.
Yeah, full on. Like, I've been playing music since I was 12 years old, and was always like wanting to do an album, and was just doing the garage band thing, and then never had a producer, and then finally like got some recognition from the acting side, and then that led to being with producers and got with Feldman. But everything was just EPs. It was always like, let's just do an EP just to kind of showcase the music, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure. But to me, an album was always this rite of passage.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That a band needs. I never listened, other than like Fly Swatter, I didn't know what an EP was. I'd never heard an EP before from any of the bands I idolized. So I was like, why the fuck am I doing EPs still? The world knows that I play music, blah, blah, blah. I don't need to showcase it anymore. And then also, I've been an actor my whole life, and so getting into the music scene when I did, really like 3-4 years ago when I got with Feldman, the world of music was a little bit different. Most everybody was putting out EPs and singles.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, which, everybody does singles, but they like rely on just single after single after single after single and never really doing like a full release. And so I kind of was like, maybe that's what I should do. Got a little lost and confused on what my footprint and my presence was going to be in the music world, just because like I was so new to it. I had my old sort of inspiration from, early 2000s, late 90s, and how they did things mixed with sort of these new people telling me what to do, and then I left Big Noise. I felt like I wanted to do like some stuff independently, and so then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna fucking do what I want to do and release a full huge album, and that's where we are now.
The first song that you put out from it was Lemon.
I'm biting off my fingertips. It's never enough. I don't know what to make of this, so I'll lock it up.
Yeah.
And I know you've since also dropped Gravity. We'll get to that as well. But Lemon, you put that on the Teen Wolf movie soundtrack.
Yeah.
And I just saw Scream 6. And I went to a
Nice.
screening of it last week, and Mike Shinoda was there
Whoa.
with
Oh, right, 'cause they did a
Kaylee
song.
Morgue. Yeah, and so they were there talking about it, and it reminded me. I was like, I feel like I miss the days where like movies had original soundtracks to
Right.
them,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and that just totally reminded me of that. So for this track, they got you to do the credits song for it, which was such a full circle cool thing to see your music career get to come full into your your acting career. How was that kicking off the track for that one?
Yeah, really cool. It was different than any other song I've written because before we did the movie and before I wrote the song, I was like, one stipulation or two. I want my family in the movie, and
good man.
and I want a song in the movie. And they were like, fuck it, fine.
Yeah, 'cause your dad and brother were in it?
Yeah.
That's so sick.
It's
And
the
you got music in it.
coolest, yeah. I wrote this song with that in mind. Like, going into the movie, I was like, okay, I got to write a fucking really cool song for the end credits. I wanted the song to feel like a mini version of the movie. The movie is this crazy, long, epic journey, 2.5 hours, and the song is like, I think 2.5 minutes. So I wanted to encapsulate that. I wanted the audience, as soon as the movie ends, to be amped to watch it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of the vibe that I went with. And then the most of the way I write music is all just my heart and intuition. Like that steers the ship. Like I pick up a guitar, write a riff, and then from that riff, I feel what happens next. And so that's kind of what happened with that song. I pitched them 4 or 5 songs. That was the only one that I wrote for the movie, and they were like, this is the one that we want.
Oh, cool.
So they they heard what I felt when I was writing it, which is really cool.
It worked out great, and I loved it because it just even sonically sounded very different
Right.
from the other stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm excited to hear what you're cooking up on the new album, because I have a feeling you're just kind of doing what you want, as you just said. You're like, you
exactly.
just like to do with what you're feeling. And what I think I saw was 16 songs.
There's 16 songs.
It's not even just a full album. That's like an album and a half
right?
almost.
Yeah,
that's
that's
wild.
what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do like just a 12-song release. I mean, I would have been down, but I just kept writing songs, and I was like, fuck it, why don't we just put all these songs on it?
Yeah.
And they are what I think I had a lot of freedom with Big Noise, but now it's just I can do whatever I want.
Even with Big Noise, you had lots of freedom, but there's still, to an extent, I'm sure, some guidance if you need it.
Absolutely,
But
yeah.
now when you're going fully independent, it's truly just you.
Yeah.
Is that intimidating? Is it exciting?
It's exciting. I'm not intimidated at all. I mean, music to me is just really fun at this point. Like,
Yeah.
I got sort of confused and lost when I first entered the music scene, and with Feldman, I felt like no one pressured me. I put pressure on myself, where I was looking at other artists, seeing how they were doing things, and I was like, I need to do that. I need to do what the fans want to hear, and most fans don't want to hear pop punk or punk at this point. It's not, top of the list. There's a lot of pop and stuff, and so that was kind of confusing me into what I wanted to make people happy, kind of. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to impress people, and I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I just want to have fun with music. I have a luxury with music that a lot of musicians don't have, is that it's not my first career. Like, I have another thing to not just fall back on, but that kind of takes precedence.
Yeah, you have another passion as well.
Yeah, and so with music, I can kind of change genres and not be pigeonholed to one genre, because like a lot of bands, if they change, the fans will go, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Like, you guys, you've changed. But for me, like, this album has a lot of my inspirations throughout my whole life. Like, the first track so it does this. It starts super fucking heavy screamo.
I love it,
And
which
then-
I want to dive into that because I'm a screamo guy.
Oh, great.
I love that stuff. So hit me. It starts off screamo.
Starts off screamo, and then it does this beautiful, what's the opposite of a crescendo? Descendo.
Descendo? I don't know. I'll say that.
It does this really cool drop, but but the energy still stays. It's just a different genre. So it starts with like inspired by Comeback Kid.
Oh, I love it. Hell
Comeback
yeah.
Kid is they're such a great band. That sort of like hardcore, like those kinds of drums. That sort of it's not like Knocked Loose, like metal screaming. It's like hardcore.
Knocked Loose are brutal.
Knocked Loose are fucking sick.
They are so sick.
I wrote a song about getting better. It's a feeling I can't remember.
And so there's inspiration from Comeback Kid, and then it sort of gets to like an alkaline trio.
You had time to waste, and I'm not sorry.
Obviously, Blink is in there.
All the small things, true care, truth brings.
And then it goes to like Sugar Ray.
Every morning there's a halo hanging from the corner of my girlfriend's 4-post bed.
And then 311.
Whoa, amber is the color of your energy. Whoa, shades of gold displayed naturally.
It's just kind of all over the fucking place, but it works. Like, it does this. Like, I feel like it should be listened to in order. It doesn't have to be, but that's kind of.
But genre-wise, the way it kind of breaks down, the way
Yeah.
you've put the songs, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And I do know also, though, that you would have had a number of tracks with Feldy that didn't make it to Drugs.
Right.
And so you're sprinkling some of those in on this
Yeah,
as
we
well,
got
right?
5 Feldy tracks.
I fucking love John Feldman so much.
Yeah, he's incredible. All of these songs are fucking awesome and so much fun. And I was like, we started recording some of these like over 3 years ago.
I'm so happy they're going to see the light of day.
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
so happy about that.
Me too, man. Like I always wanted these songs to come out. Just didn't really fit with the Drugs. That had to be sort of like its own niche kind of album or EP, because it was, it's very specific to becoming sober and all that. So I couldn't throw in a song. Like Gravity we wrote during the Drugs era.
Yes, that's the track you first worked with Femme on, right?
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
that. And
yeah.
that's the song that you just dropped.
Right.
I think I'll stay a little
guys are like a power couple.
Yeah.
I love it. One thing I always tell Tommy is when I find a partner, I want someone who's like driven and drives me, and like someone who personally, professionally, in every sense, we just push each other and support each other. And it seems like that's what you guys are all about.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Like I never thought, like, obviously you want that and you always kind of strive for that and fantasize about it, but I didn't think it existed, at least to this extent.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I'm just impressed by us, because we both have been in relationships that have like failed pretty dramatically.
Yeah.
And I am surprised by the person that I was in like my last few relationships, and I'm like, who is that? That's something out of either them or that relationship brought this not the best person out.
Yeah.
And I wasn't like a horrible person, but I was like, that's not cool. So stepping into any relationship, it's always a little scary, and I'm just so fucking impressed by like the person I am in this relationship, and same with her. And it's we found our better half. Yeah.
Take me back to Gravity. When you guys wrote that, you go into the studio, you meet this girl Femme.
Yeah.
What was it about the vibe, the connection, and then just this song that's now released finally, which it's so cool to know this is the first time that you guys collabed on something together. And
yeah, it is
first
really
met.
cool. Yeah, I'm happy that we can actually find a capacity to release it. So Gravity is a song that I started writing a few years ago, maybe more now, at my house. Like usually I'll bring a song that I've been writing, or we'll write something there together. But this one I had that first verse and then nothing really after that.
I'm blasting off to space. No one can stop me. I'm taking off from here alone.
And at first it was just guitar and my vocals, and then his engineers, who are immensely talented people, added like all the strings and the piano, and I was like, oh, this is great.
They brought it to life.
So happy about this. So yeah, I wrote that. I think I auditioned a few songs for them, and this was the one I played them, and they're like, let's write that. Let's go with that one. I was like, fuck yeah, thank you. I'm so happy you chose that. And then we just started writing like any other song, and Femme had all these great lyrics and ideas for the chorus and for the second verse and the bridge, and we just really collaborated. And she was the first artist I'd ever written with other than Feldman, and I was like, oh, is this how it is writing with people? It's this easy and fun, and like you feel like this connection and collaborate, and at first that's all it was. It was like this platonic, business only. I didn't want to get in the way of that, you know, because we worked really well with each other, and I wanted to keep doing it, and then I fell in love with her.
Damn it happened. Damn it. So one thing I love about you, Tommy and I, we're big film guys. We love to write, direct, film,
Sick.
edit all of our stuff.
Same.
So does this guy.
Yeah.
He like edits the music videos, a bunch of the videos you've done. You've directed,
I edit all my
edited.
music videos. I direct them. My homie and I film them. I'm writing right now. I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff made. Like, we also have this awesome spoof, this Twilight Zone spoof that we started doing recently.
Sick. That's
It's
rad.
called Midnight Sector, Twilight Zone, Midnight Sector.
Welcome to the Midnight Sector. Tonight's story centers around two up-and-coming magicians who search the assistance of the unorthodox Dr. Lucy to help with the most unfortunate volunteer for a magic trick gone wrong. Enjoy.
And it's super crass and fucking funny, and I direct them and edit them, and we're gonna shoot another one this weekend. It's fun. Just
Have
fun
you been
shit.
putting those out?
Yeah, one's on you. There's only one so far on YouTube,
Oh,
and
I
then
need
we're
to
gonna
check
we're
that
gonna
out.
start putting them all out on YouTube.
I haven't seen it. That's
It's fun.
rad.
Yeah, I wasn't too vocal about it. That's the thing about like social media sometimes, is like I've been sort of like reluctant to want to do it full force. I don't know. I feel weird like promoting myself. I feel like it's walking a line of like desperate, like, look at me, please give me attention. But I know that's not it. I just have to break
Get out of your head about
Get
it.
out of my head about that. So, and these are things that I'm really proud of. So I do want to be more vocal about the Midnight Sector.
Yeah, I want to check that out. That's
It's-
rad. 'Cause
it's-
I
it's
love
funny.
Twilight Zone.
It's funny. It's fun. Like there's the host. I play the host, and it was at the time when I had a huge mustache. I don't have that anymore, obviously.
Oh, dude, he had the biggest mustache. Drew Barrymore shaved it off.
Yeah.
How do I turn? Oh.
There we go.
But you're sporting it in the music video for Lemon.
Yes.
And it's like, first off, that made me want to see you in a Western.
Right.
Because you nailed the voice.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Because a couple of his videos, like that one, and then was it This Mess? The one that has like the whole on horror thing at the start of it? They're very like cinematic short film almost.
I just hit somebody. You just murdered someone.
What? No, I didn't.
Yeah. Man, they call it vehicular manslaughter.
Fuck off, dude. It was probably just a moose or something, right?
Because I see it, and I'm like, those are both of his passions just aligning up with it.
Oh, that's cool that
and
you
stuff.
see that. That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, and I think they give you a great opportunity to just dabble with the writing and the editing stuff, which is rad. So there's 16 songs on this. One of them, this one has a video out now. How many videos are you going to be making?
I mean,
for this
dude,
album?
So the thing about albums, which is why singles are sort of like more enticing to release, is because a lot of songs that I love will get lost in the mix. You know,
very true.
Albums
Someone else's
it's
favorite might not be your favorite.
Exactly. So it's hard to showcase every single song because they get lost. So I want to make a music video for every single song just to give it
Holy
the love.
shit.
It's a lot.
But that'd be rad.
It would be so rad, yeah.
And dude, that's why you get on like social media more, because you can really start posting clips of best parts of songs that you love. Because TikTok has been a monster for the music world.
Right. Yeah. I need to do that more. I deleted TikTok from my phone. Just brought it back on. Deleted all the videos because I'm like starting fresh. And then I posted a Casper mattress video because
I did see that one actually.
I got a mattress and I was like, I need to post this.
Casper mattresses have always been my favorite. So I thought, hey, let me film myself setting up my new mattress.
Tommy and I just got some new pillows.
From Casper?
No, they're not from Casper, but they're very good quality.
I do have Casper pillows though.
Dude,
they're my favorite pillows.
Casper is the greatest.
Good.
It's like tough to get out of bed now. It's like a bad thing. It's a good and a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because like this mattress is the comfiest thing that's ever happened.
Dude, just our pillows, because they're memory foam. They cool down on one side and you flip it over. It's things in life that I've realized the older you get. And I'm like, I'm old. I'm super excited about this pillow.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. I was stoked about this mattress.
Getting good socks for Christmas now. I'm
the
just
greatest.
like, hell yeah, thank you, Grandma. As a kid, I would have been like, oh, bummer.
Yeah.
So what else are you cooking up? What's planned as the album? When is it? May 26th.
May 26th. Yeah.
Unravel.
Unravel.
Is the name of it, yeah.
So I wrote this one song. That is just this little sort of masterpiece. The structure of it's a little bizarre. There's no like real hook. There's like no chorus really, but it just repeats like a verse a couple of times. But it builds an intensity and it has a crescendo. It does this crazy fucking like climax and it's this beautiful song. And I was like, God damn, this song is so cool. I wrote it in my little studio in my room, and I took it to my homie Matt Malpass, who's like one of my best friends now.
Worked on Blink.
He's worked on Blink. He's worked on so much shit.
Like I think he's done so many names.
So much shit.
Yeah.
He's like huge popping right now.
And I think was he in the music video for Lemon?
He was.
He was in the front of the church.
Yeah. He's one of my best friends, and we love shooting shit like that. He's also really creative in that world, and we want to get more into stuff like that. So,
You brought that track to him.
I brought that track to him, and it's called Unravel, and I was like, this needs to be the name of the album. It just kind of like, it was such a cool name. I liked it for the album. And then I just followed my instincts with every single step of this album, whether it was writing songs, what position to put them in order, the title for the album, the feel of everything, and it was just, I didn't think too hard about it, but I put a lot of thought into each song, you know. So it's still like a really thought out piece, but it's not like
it's not a conceptual
Right,
album,
right,
but
right,
each
yeah.
song serves its own purpose.
Exactly.
How is it writing songs sober?
Oh yeah, that's interesting. I thought so. Like I was such a pothead my whole life that when I stopped smoking, I was like, who am I gonna be? Like I was a little scared. I was gonna lose all of my personality because I connected it so much with being, hey, what's up?
This is a good freaking song, bro.
Yeah. Oh, shit, song's sick. That's literally how I was like.
Dude, you
when
should
I
be
was
an
high.
actor. That was good. That was good.
That's why I stopped quitting. I quit smoking weed.
I stopped quitting
I stopped
smoking.
quitting because that's who I was. I was literally like this.
Just sucking that roach down the throat.
I even would do that. I would like hit it and then inhale it, like suck the whole thing.
On purpose?
On purpose, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Because it would freak
Maybe
people
it's
out.
good you stopped.
Yeah, it's very good that I stopped. I would do that with everything.
But I imagine the mentality of writing sober. I imagine you
it-
wrote songs not sober.
Oh
Previously.
yeah, every single one of them. It was definitely a trip. I was worried that I wasn't gonna have that creative juice anymore. But it intensified. I started thinking of songs differently. I started thinking of different elements to put in songs and in different areas, and the creativity did not go away at all. And I love writing. I love being sober. I love doing everything better
Which
sober.
is so good to hear.
The reason why I love being sober so much is because I really got lost in drinking and smoking and doing honestly whatever. I relied on it a lot. I was high for everything. But it was like, it's just weed. It's fine. It didn't
That's
feel.
how you can justify it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just weed.
It's like-
Whatever.
and that's how I justified it. And then that kind of turned into heavier things. And I need me being sober is just I'm finally living life to the fullest, basically.
Mhm, you're present in the moment.
Extremely present, extremely in the moment, except for right now. I'm miles away.
Except for now. When you wrote Drugs, were you...
I was just getting sober.
You were just getting
Yeah,
sober
yeah,
in
yeah.
that. And so now this release, you've been able to, the new tracks, you've been able to write them completely sober.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
going to come out as you're sober. And that's just a cool, fresh start.
It is, and it feels like that. I love making music not sober. It's interesting because as a musician, rock star, punk, whatever, so much of that is tied to drinking, getting stoned,
Dude, it's in
partying.
the lifestyle. You
It's
can't
part of the lifestyle.
go to anything without there being drinks and other
Yeah.
things.
So it was hard to also separate that. I'm like, am I gonna be cool after? Like, am I gonna be worthy of making music if I'm not getting loaded all the time? It was a weird sort of it was a weird moment, but it quickly went away. Like
Yeah.
as soon as I was sober, started writing music, I was like, okay, that was all just fear, paranoia, bullshit,
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Good man. Getting her little flamingo.
Yeah, no, she needs it.
Are you about to drop it again?
That's what one of my dogs does. He'll
You
literally
son of a bitch.
because it's fun for them. But
Okay. Let's not keep doing that.
But it's a trip writing sober. There were obviously some moments where when you're stoned or drunk or whatever, and you're writing music, you could get really go out of the box with an idea and get really weird, and you just kind of have to try a little bit harder now to put yourself in that mindset. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I've written songs when I was high that I thought were incredible, and then
And then you sober up and you're like,
I was
oh
like,
my God,
yeah,
this was the song.
sucks ass. And there's nothing wrong with sucking ass.
What's coming up on the movie, the filmmaking, the writing side?
Yeah, so I'm writing a bunch of stuff. I've got a lot of stuff that I'm pitching right now, from reality to normal scripted TV to movies to the Teen Wolf continuing the franchise.
Yeah, dude, the Paramount release of it, you guys broke records and
We
stuff
did,
on it,
yeah.
which was rad.
So rad.
That's so exciting that was able to come back years later, and the fan base was still incredibly hungry for it.
Yeah, they were more hungry than they were. They were starved of Teen Wolf, and so finally they were satiated, which was really exciting because I've only seen the fan base grow over the years, which is just the most incredible thing ever. I'm super honored and thankful and grateful for all of that, and to see the reaction, it was just so relieving because it's a lot of pressure, coming back and it was such an iconic thing at the time. And there was all these sort of fears from the fans, not the whole cast was involved, and so they were like, I don't know if I'm going to watch it, I don't know if it's going to be good, and then to come and break all these records, it was really affirming that we did a really good job. I was super impressed and proud of my work on it, and I'm just, I'm ready for more. And so I've got all these ideas. I was always a producer on Teen Wolf, and I was a producer on this movie, and
you directed an episode of Teen Wolf,
I directed
right?
an episode.
Isn't that sick?
Yeah,
I
that's
directed
awesome.
an episode.
Yeah, you love that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it-
I think that's so rad.
That's I started acting when I was 6 years old, and quickly realized that that wasn't the end of the road for me. I in this career, I knew that I knew I wanted more. I mean, it wasn't coming from an aspect of feeling I needed control. I was just I want to do more. I am not fully satisfied just being an actor. I want to be more creative, and I really feel like the creativity is the most creative like behind the camera.
Dude, in filmmaking, it's such a fulfilling process. Like,
It's
even just the stuff
so
I've made.
good.
Because, like, one time our front lobby here, I turned it into a car shop for a skit that I
Sick.
wanted to do. It looked legit as hell. It was
That's
so
so
rad.
cool.
But from when you're, like, doing set design and then writing and then, of course, the filming of it, but then the editing, it's so satisfying to see a whole thing come to life.
Editing is my favorite.
I love editing.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
That's
like
smart.
with my interviews, for example. I edit them all myself because it's, even just for these, it's like I want to tell the story the way I want.
Yeah, and I'm sure right now you're thinking of like what's going to be good in the edit.
Yep, he is.
I already know
I
parts
get
of
it.
me.
I
I'm
do
gonna
that.
cut.
I do that too. I love, and that's a great mind. That's like that's a hot mind. That's a sexy mind. Right
Yeah,
there.
man, you got a sexy mind, boy. But I love that even when you were younger, you knew that there was more to it than you wanted to be involved with, rather than just the acting.
Yeah, I always knew, and then I would film little music videos at my house, little skate videos.
Oh
Like,
man,
it
I want to
started-
see those someday. That'd
Yeah,
be so sick.
Some of them are fun. Some of like I had no capacity to edit back then. It was just on a little DV camera, and I didn't have a program. I didn't know what that was, and so I was doing a music video, and I had a boombox, and I would press play and record at the same time, and then pause it, and then do a different shot. So it was
Oh
like
my
this
God.
seamless.
So it was like a proper music video with different angles.
Yeah, exactly.
That is so sick. That would have
Yeah.
been so tedious.
It was, but I loved it.
What do you edit on?
So I do Final Cut.
Oh, I'm a Final Cut guy.
Nice.
He's a Premiere guy, and I am Final Cut till I die.
I love Final Cut.
Dude, I'm so proficient in it.
Exactly.
I can do everything. I even make graphics in Final
Me
Cut.
too,
Like,
me too.
From the coloring to the sound design.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Final Cut.
I kill it, but my partner, my editor, who we edit with each other, he does. I think he's on DaVinci now because we do Black Magic.
Yeah, and that's what I film on my film camera, which is upstairs. I'll show you.
Is
It's
it the
tricked
Pocket
out.
Cam?
You love it. Yeah, it is. It's
6K?
mine's the 4K because I got it when it first came out.
Nice,
but
yeah.
it is tricked out. But I know because it's very in hand with DaVinci.
Right. Yeah. My friend, he gives me shit for editing on Final Cut. I'm like, dude, it's easy, it's fun. I get it. It's like you can do anything.
You can do
on it.
anything, and I think the main thing is because it looks kind of iMovie-ish,
Right,
and
right,
then I'm like, yeah, it might look simple and stuff, but if you know how to work that thing, it is a beast.
Yeah, he's like a stickler. Like he was like, I did it on Final Cut 7. Like things
That's the other
changed.
two. They're like, Final Cut 7 was the
Yeah.
last good one.
I'm like, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? It's great.
As long as the end product is good,
Yeah.
I think that's all that matters.
Yeah.
No one else is gonna care about us just geeking out over editing.
I know.
They're
I was
like,
wondering. I was
"Oh
like,
my
there's maybe
God."
we just lost like 90% of the audience.
I love Final Cut. He's a Premiere guy. Your guy's using DaVinci.
Premiere's dope. I've tried Premiere. I'm just so I wanna get better at another medium, but it's
I'm sticking with Final Cut.
Yeah,
I'm done.
You should go back to
agree.
editing in camera.
Yeah, go back to the
Yeah,
original
yeah,
way of
yeah, yeah.
boomboxing it and be like, all right, Ant, okay,
One-
reset up the angle and do it again.
One of the 16 music videos, shoot that way.
that's actually not a bad idea.
With the boombox.
Yeah, yeah,
That'd be a
yeah.
nightmare. So any touring coming up to support this album, you think? Or
Yeah, absolutely. I think what I did in the past was like the last tour I was on, I released my EP, I think the month before, or no, the month of the tour. The fans are so great. They learn the songs immediately and all that, and so there's no like shortage of fans singing back the words, but I want to let this album sort of like run its course. Like I really want to put this album out and let it speak for itself and let it garner a bunch of attention and love, and then release the videos, like sporadically and one by one, and just sort of like garner a bunch of love for the songs and the album, and then do a tour. Also, I want to focus on the film side for a little bit, because like I focused on music for like a little over 5 years, right after Teen Wolf ended, and still did film stuff in between, but I was like driven to mostly do music. Now I kind of want to flip that a little bit, because doing both, you have to kind of figure out a balance.
Yeah, because they're two such time
Yes.
resource. They're such time consuming
Yeah,
careers.
exactly.
And that's crazy that you can devote time to one or the other, but I'm sure you can lose track of one.
Definitely, just a
when you're
little bit.
focusing on
You
the
kind of
other
have
one.
to sacrifice a little bit, because they're time consuming, but also opposite. Like for touring, say you have to plan a tour at least 3 months ahead, and so say I have a tour planned, and then there's a movie that they want me for that's sick. They give me like maybe like a month at the most in advance, and so if they clash, I'm like I have to choose one or the other. And so I'd rather just like devote a bunch of time, not commit to a tour right now, because I kind of want to use the momentum of Teen Wolf and just get back in that world and reaffirm myself and get a bunch of projects made of my own, and So it's a balance, and I'm still trying to figure out how to walk the line. And it's I'm kind of feeling it out though. I'm doing it a little bit, you know. So
Yeah, and
album release, tour, probably sometime next year, at the end of the year maybe. And another thing I've realized is that like I don't need to do the full month and a half, 2 month tours anymore. Like I just want to do like a West Coast tour for like a week and a half.
Yeah, just a little run.
Take a little break, do another tour like in the middle of the United States, and then the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like cut it up like that. I think that could be kind of cool. Hit the big cities and then maybe the smaller cities again. So I don't know. I'm figuring it out. I kind of want to do things a little unique.
No, yeah, and I mean the whole acting world, the film industry world got wrecked during COVID because
Right,
it was so
yeah.
hard with sets and stuff. So I
Yeah.
feel like now is a good time as everything is kicking back off into in-person productions and stuff.
Exactly.
Teen Wolf just dropped, so it's a good time. Good time to keep busy.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, I the way that like I'm still keeping music alive is releasing an album while I'm doing the acting. Like that's kind of how I want to do it. Like ideally it would be act while I'm releasing music and then tour while a movie is releasing, you know? So it's like I'm always busy. Like
It's always stuff for people to look forward to as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess we'll end it where it began on Blink-182. What's your favorite Blink album?
so I have Dick Lips tattooed on my arm.
Oh, really?
The
So some
first,
Dude
the
Ranch.
first note of Dick Lips. So Dude Ranch is a special album. But also Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. I think I was 11 years old when I got it, and
That
that
was as well as my first Blink album I got.
I think it was like my second, because I think I got Enema, or maybe it was my first. Can't remember. But that one changed my life. That is, and even till this day, I'm like, how did they fucking write this album?
And that was one, because back in the day, kids, we had to have like CD players
Oh, yeah.
and actual buy CDs.
Walkmans.
And with Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, they had multiple versions.
Ugh.
So me and kids on the bus would be swapping it.
Yep.
And like if you had the edited version, you were a loser. But like,
Loser.
If you had the
Little
one
nerd.
with that parental advisory sticker on it, and it was
Yeah.
like, which version do you have? But that album, I feel like that turned a lot of boys into men.
Yeah.
With Take Off Your Pants and Jacket.
It really did for me. What's your favorite bonus song?
Oh my God.
Don't tell me that it's over.
Oh, it's such a good
That
song.
one is so good.
I just put it on.
We
the other
forgot
day.
how good it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was like,
it's
I haven't listened to this in 10 years, and it's so good.
I hear the phone, it rings so violently. Can't leave my room, can't breathe since she left me.
But
It's
also,
so
of course,
good.
like, what went wrong?
I'm sick of always hearing all those sad songs on the radio.
What went wrong? What went
Such
wrong was
a
my
good-
favorite.
Yeah.
Always. That's what I always said. I was like, this is my favorite song. Do you have a favorite song by Blink? I know it's tough, but
I don't know. I don't know. That's too hard.
I have
Yeah.
one.
What is it?
Not Now.
Okay, talk about another bonus song because
Yeah,
when that came
yeah.
out, it was I think they first released on the Greatest Hits.
Yeah.
like when they came out with the Greatest
Or
Hits.
no,
album.
it was on Atticus.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
it was
yeah,
on the
yeah.
Atticus
Dragon
album.
Lake, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember that, and that was right as they were breaking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that came out, and I thought that song was so good.
It's so. I heard it randomly in a sandwich shop the other day, and I was like,
Oh.
"What? How? Who is?"
That's such a niche song to hear.
I know.
Yeah.
And then Angels and Airwaves played after it. And I was
Okay,
like,
so there was
who-
a Tom Fiend
I
in there.
love this.
Oh, yeah.
It was sick, but yeah, that's probably my favorite song by Blink. It's
Not
just,
Now's a good one.
it's
And then they
such a
put
good
out the
song.
music video that was like a montage of the band.
Yeah.
And it was
Oh.
after they
Stuff.
broke up. They just wanted us to cry.
I cried. I
Yeah.
for sure cried.
Save me. This time I cannot run, I'll see. You went, this is good.
I remember that was the day I'll never forget. That's where I learned what the word hiatus meant. Because
Yeah.
their headline on their website says Blink-182 announces indefinite
Indefinite
hiatus.
hiatus.
So I went into my brother's bedroom. He's smarter than me, same age. I'm a triplet. And then I was like, "What does hiatus mean?" And he's like, "Oh, it's like a break." And then I was just like,
What does indefinite
What does
mean?
indefinite-
"Indefinite mean?
forever.
They're definitely not going on a hiatus." And then it was a very sad high school couple years when
So
Blink
you remember?
didn't
You
exist.
remember where you were and when you
Yeah.
found out?
Oh, yeah. That was devastating. So your song with Travis is "Shut Up," right?
Yes.
And Femme is on it.
Yeah.
Don't speak, it'll make it worse. Your words only make it hurt. So shut up, shut up, shut up. You said enough, so shut up, shut up, shut up. I'm not enough for you.
So you got to work with Travis Barker.
That's right. Yeah.
I gotta just ask about that because that's so sick.
He and Feldy have been really close for a long
I
time.
know they're always together.
And as soon as I started working with Feldy, I was like, do I ever get to work with Travis too? Like, is that gonna happen?
Is that a part of the deal with Feldy?
And I played bass for Goldfinger. Like he would be like, want me to play bass for Goldfinger for live shows.
Did you guys do it live?
Yeah.
I did not know you were doing that. That is so sick.
For the big shows, he would get Mike Herrera.
Tony Hawk now as
Yeah,
well.
Tony Hawk is now
did
the
you see
lead
when he
singer.
came up on stage?
Uh-huh,
That
yeah.
was so sick.
Here I am, doing everything I can, holding on to what I am, pretending I'm Superman.
I played a bunch of shows with Goldfinger, and I played bass. And the first show I did, it was with Travis.
Oh, Travis was doing drums for Goldfinger that night?
Travis was playing drums.
God, and do you guys play Superman?
Of course.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Can you imagine playing fucking bass with John Feldman with Travis Barker
It
on
was
drums?
it was the coolest thing ever. And like there's the second verse of Superman. It's just drums and bass. And so like
Did you try to shy with Travis?
I literally just stared at him the whole entire time.
crying.
And like
Just- Hey, man.
I was just like laughing at him, like trying to get him to laugh, and he like looked at me and like started cracking up. It was a cool fucking moment. And so I've always been trying to get a Travis on the song, and
Not a Travis, the Travis.
yeah, the Travis. And did I say a Travis?
Yeah, I wasn't trying to get a Travis on the song. Whichever Travis it might be, it ended up being Barker.
Look at that.
Would you look at that?
Oh, would you look at that? And we wrote this song. I was writing this song. We were with Femme. It was like maybe our third or fourth song that we were writing together. And
Very good breakup song, by the way. I
yeah,
feel like if you're going through a breakup,
oh, dude,
I
it's
feel like
such a good that song. Those lyrics in that song are like I'm super proud of
I
those
have
lyrics.
listened to it over heartbreak.
Yeah, it's that's what it's about. It's
Go
about,
on.
It's about being in a pretty fucking heavy relationship. And she got on the vocals and was just like riffing, and then we were like, "Can you sing on this?" And it just perfect.
Don't speak, it'll make it worse. Give it up, it'll never work. So shut up, shut up, shut up. Said enough. Shut up, shut up, shut up. I'm not enough for you.
And then Feldy like started crying when she was singing, and he like
Femme has a killer
hugged her.
fucking voice.
Yeah, she's so good, and it just felt so good on that song. And then I was like, if there's any song to ask for Travis to be on this it would be this one, because she's already on it. It just feels like it would be great. It feels like a Blink song. It wouldn't be a departure from anything that he's used to. And I asked Feldy, and he was like, "Let me check in with him," because I don't have Travis's number or anything like that. And then he FaceTimed me one day, and he was with Travis in the studio. And he was like, "We're about to track on your song." Get the fuck out of here! So
That is so sick.
it was really dope, really, really, really cool. And obviously, as a Blink, I don't even know if you can call me a fan. Us, a fan.
Yeah.
Like, we're like, this is the nerdiest thing that
If
I'm,
you know. Oh, dude. So when I lived in Nevada, my license plate to my car was BLNK182.
Damn,
I got a
sick.
custom plate, and it wasn't taken. It was the max letters you could fit, so I cut the I,
Wow.
and I was just like BLNK182. That's my license plate.
Damn.
So I did an interview with Mark one time. And like I sat down with him, it was like one of the coolest experiences of my life. And he was just doing a DJ set at Taste of Chaos. They had a one-off day festival back in like 2015. And then I was with Alternative Press at the time.
Okay.
And then so I was sitting down with him for the interview, and then I gave him the license plate at the end of the interview. And then he put it front and center on his DJ set.
No.
So when he hit
fucking
the stage,
way.
my license plate was there, and I was just like, "Oh my God!"
Before you go, I got a gift for you.
Okay.
So I lived in Reno, Nevada before I moved to Los Angeles. And
Right.
this was the license plate that I had on my vehicle that I used to drive around with.
That's crazy.
And I have to bestow it to you.
Do I get it for
yes,
real?
I have one more. I always said if I was to
Okay.
give the license plate to one person, it would be to Mark Hoppus.
Okay, this is going in my studio for real.
That would mean a lot to me.
All right, cool.
So that was my license plate. I drove around with that for years. Then I moved here.
Well, I'm glad that you got this one, and I'm even more glad that I got this one.
That's so cool.
Having full circle Blink moments will always probably be the highlight of my life,
Same.
no matter what.
Yeah.
And I love that we've all had that. The three of us. You've got your Blink tickets for life.
Right. Yeah, we all have it in different capacities.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Which I fucking love.
yeah,
God.
I love that too.
Tyler Posey, thanks for stopping by,
Dude,
man.
honestly, I would be down to do this forever.
Dude, I could chat about so much more. You
Yeah.
have no idea. We should chat more Blink. We should do a multi-episode just on idobi Blink podcast.
We really should.
Oh, because Eric, he's our coworker upstairs. His favorite band of all time is Blink-182 as well. He has
Yeah.
Damn It tatted across
Oh, it's so sick.
against his gut. All right, stoked for the new album to be coming
Thanks,
out.
man. Yeah.
Thanks so much for chatting.
Of
I'm
course.
pumped that I always love to hear an actor do music because you're actually reciting your own words.
Right,
And
sure,
It's
yeah.
a moment for
Yeah,
you to
yeah.
be putting your own stuff down, and you're so good at it.
Thanks, man.
So thanks for stopping by and chatting.
Thank you, dude.
Good luck with the upcoming release, and we'll chat again sometime.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited for you to hear it. You're gonna love it.
I'm stoked.
It's
I'm
good. It's
stoked.
good.
Woo! Hey, Frankie, come here. Show them how you fist bump. Come here. Come on, come on. You ready? Come on. Up, up, up. Sit. Fist bump. Come on, fist bump.
Yeah. Good
Good girl.